So, hey guys, I want to welcome you all to the Speaker Co-working, our 7 o'clock session for February 26th. I am Ron Story Jr., the head of product at SpeakerHub, and this is our regular call where you get answers to any questions you may have about the speaking business, our software, or anything related to business in general. I have almost 30 years of experience of being an entrepreneur. I've made a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money, but all the way along the ways, I've made a lot of friends, and this is just an extension of that. So, um, Alicia, let's introduce
Yeah,
yourself. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Where are you from?
I am from Las Vegas.
Okay, all right.
I,
You got a
what's
slot
that?
machine at your house?
No,
Oh,
not that
okay.
part of Las
Okay,
Vegas.
okay, all right. Just making sure. Okay, go ahead.
My company is called Core Harmonic. What I do is help people with food sensitivities or people who are trying to make better food choices. My main focus for the year is sugar, so I help people do a sugar slowdown, help them figure out how to reduce sugar from their diet in a way that doesn't cause a lot of stress and strain.
No, that's pretty cool. How long you been a speaker?
I have been a speaker for my business. My business is new, so maybe like November, but I'm actually a data scientist by, you know, work career type stuff. And I've spoke at several like research conferences and data science conferences. As far as speaking on this business, I haven't done that yet.
Okay, cool. I mean, hey, but you've been speaking, so
I
topics
have.
change, people don't. So we let you. You're a speaker. So you're good. AJ, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I'm AJ Vassar. I help people create their own stages. I work with speakers and entrepreneurs to help them take what they're doing. So it's almost from speaking on other people's stages, which is what Ron teaches, and helping people get on other people's stages, to then creating your own. That's been my place in the market. So, and I'm on here because Ron said winners win, and that means you got to keep working. So I'm gonna keep
That's
working.
it. Yeah, winners work, man. We keep going. So say Ron, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, let me open my camera too. I was eating. I'm sorry. Hey, Alicia. Hey, AJ, Ron. Um, I am like AJ said. I'm one of the Ron Story student as well. He encouraged us to be speaker forever, so we are stuck with him forever. Um, I am an engineer by degree. I still work as a full time as an engineer for the authority, my side business. Basically, I help professional women to monetize their talent or skills they have. So, for example, you might be a scientist, you might be in a medical field or a lawyer, but you have a side passion for doing something by hands or writing or speaking. I help you to monetize that skill as a side business without leaving your day job.
No, that's important. A lot of people have messed up their life leaving their day job too soon when they had to figure that business out. I know one. Let me go and raise my hand first before they say I'm talking about somebody else. I think that's an interesting topic to talk about and why speaking part time is probably the smartest way to start. When I started off as a financial advisor years ago and ended up having 8 Allstate agencies and eventually managed uh, Illinois, Iowa, and Missouri for Farmers Insurance, about 300 offices. And I had this bright idea that I could do what I was doing for them as an independent contractor on my own. And so I said, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go and leave this job. I got some money saved. I'm gonna go do this other thing. Yeah, I could have paid somebody $10 an hour to do the crap I was doing. I left my great job. I mean, I had a 6-figure job in 2006, company car, everything. I mean, and I was like, yeah, I can do this on my own. Dun dun dun. My plan didn't line up with my reality. So I became entrepreneurially unemployable. What I mean by that is whenever you leave a job, especially if you're in management or something like that, and you try to get back into it, they say, what you been doing over the last couple of years? And, you know, I was 27, 28. I was an idiot. I didn't know how to answer that. You know what I said? Oh, you know, I started a business. Oh, they ask you a trap question. So how did it go? And I'm like, well, it didn't go bad, but if it went really good, I wouldn't be talking to you. I would still be doing it. You know? So if you say, man, it went good, now they think you're a liar because you wouldn't be interviewing for the job if the business went the way you wanted it. But if you say it went bad, then they ask you another trap question, which is, okay, so you ever see yourself being an entrepreneur again? And the minute you say, yeah, probably in a couple of years, they're like, yeah, we ain't hiring you. You're going to re-up on your bread and you're going to leave us again. So yeah, I'm entrepreneurially unemployable, you know. So since 2010, I haven't had a job. And Farmers was actually my only job. You know, having all state agencies and being a financial advisor, I was independent, an independent entrepreneur. But I learned a lot of lessons that I try to prevent other people from from um, mistakes other people from making. And one of those is kind of, I think of speaking as kind of at the beginning, like driving Uber, right? You see people, you go to Uber's website, they say, make some money on the side. It never says, quit your job and drive Uber. It never says that. But that's what every speaking coach tells speakers. Quit your job, become a speaker. You can make $1 million with your story. And it's like, dude, you have no consequence to that statement. That person makes that decision and then they buy your course after they don't make any money with your speaking course and they left their job. They're under a lot of pressure and embarrassment and a lot of other things. Well, they still could have bought your course on speaking, but kept working in the meantime and worked their way up and built the skill and respected the business, because it's hard to compete at 15 or 20% of your time with the person that's doing it 200%. You know, AJ is funny because AJ and I are good friends, and he remembers 4 years ago when I was 15, 20 meetings a day. And, you know, but most people don't think that I don't, most people don't believe that I continue to work that way. I mean, if I showed you my calendar for tomorrow, you would probably poop your pants, but it's just part of it. So I think speaking is a great way to, if you already have a business, to reinforce what you're doing. Alicia, what you're doing can be reinforced with speaking, right? But you want that comfort that I can build this while I can still pay the bills, right? And, you know, the same thing with Seyron. Seyron should continue to be an engineer. It provides her a great life, but build the side business on the side. Build the speaking career on the side in the between hours. Kareen, nice to meet you. I don't know if we've met before. You want to introduce
Yes,
yourself?
we have. Yeah, I'm actually moving around. I'm eating at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just wanted to let you know. Hi, everybody. I'm going to put my camera on in a little bit. I'm shifting around to get
Okay. When you're ready, I want you to introduce yourself to everyone else, okay?
All right, but let me just say quickly, Ron, the email that you sent out earlier with the link to join for today is not working. That's the one I was on and waiting.
Really? There was one?
Yeah. Yeah, you said,
yeah, that was Juliana. I need to talk to her about that. Yeah, that's not good.
yeah, I was waiting on that. I tried the 12 noon just in case. I said, let me see if there was a mistake. So I hopped on that, nothing happened. I noticed that is I can't pronounce her name, the Spanish name.
Oh, it's okay. No, we'll get that fixed, but that's a mistake by Juliana. Juliana sent out an email. You know, I needed her to help me on the call this morning, and she sent out a whole new Zoom link. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
You know, but
So
it's all good. I mean, we'll
yeah.
figure it out.
So
Some people are here.
Yeah, let me just get settled and I'll come back on it a little bit.
Okay, thank you. So, but yeah, I think speaking is a great way to start part-time and then build a career on it afterwards. But you know, I don't advise anyone to quit something that they've been making a living at, right? To go and do something that they have no experience at. Like, you know, I've been talking my whole life. I ain't been speaking my whole life. Two different things, you know? So are there any questions or any things that you all want to discuss while we're on here for the next hour and a half or so? Nope. Nothing? Okay. Well, no, I'm just kidding.
We will leave it for you to teach us more.
No. I mean,
I
I don't
have
know
a
what you want to learn about.
question. Ron,
Go
I have a
ahead.
question while I'm moving around. Let me
Uh-huh.
just take a quick seat, just to talk about this. For the persons who are, what you call it, for the podcast, I saw it allowed for public events, but I don't know how to access those. I've been accessing the podcast, but I noticed public events, I don't know. Are you able to kind of guide me on that?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So on the inside of a SpeakerHub, you get a speaker profile. And that profile comes with some events that we list. Here, I'll share it with you really quickly. So
Yeah,
you can see what I'm
please.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So here, let me share my screen. So when you come here,
Uh-huh.
and if you go to our clients, you're going to see
Mm-hmm.
all 63,500 or so of our clients, they have a speaker page,
Right.
right? But if you come down to the bottom, it keeps disappearing. That sucks. Every time I scroll down, it scrolls up. That's the worst. One moment. Let me see if I can fix that. One second. Upgrade. Bam. Right. So here we have these events that are public,
Uh-huh.
right? And these are different events that people have placed in that have upcoming dates that you can go in and apply and pitch directly.
Mhm.
You don't need a
Mhm.
SpeakerHub Pro account. They're just all here. We put
Okay.
probably 400 of these in every single month.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
I
sense?
used to access those. I used to access those before SpeakerHub Pro.
Yep. But you can still log into it. When you come in the when you come to the homepage
Uh-huh.
here, if you click log in at the top,
Mm-hmm.
it'll ask you, do you want to log in to SpeakerHub Pro or the regular one?
Right, right.
When you click there, it'll let you log into the regular one.
Yeah. And could I
And-
still access it through SpeakerHub Pro? Because I just
No,
go
no,
straight
it's
to
through the regular SpeakerHub,
Oh, so I have to go
right?
back
So
to
you
the
see when you
regular.
go here, you see the difference. There's a pro login and then there's the page login.
Yeah, yeah.
When you click there, you log in like you normally would.
Yeah.
And if you know, the events are down at the bottom.
Okay, so it's only through the previous the SpeakerHub. Yeah.
Yep, it's still there. We didn't get rid of that. That's still a valuable asset of ours. So
Yeah.
right now it has about 1,200 speaking gigs in there
Yeah.
on that side. Make sense?
Yeah. I'll just
Yep.
have to keep the two tabs open. That's all.
Yep. But so no, that makes sense. So what are some of your goals, Kareen? Is it Karen or Kareen? I don't want to screw up your name. I apologize.
You're pronouncing it correctly. Don't worry, my darling. I accept
Okay.
both pronunciations. It's Corinne and Corinne for
Okay.
international persons. Don't be stressed out about it. You can
Okay.
also call me darling, honey, sweetheart. That also works.
All right. Don't tempt me with a good time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
That
I'm
also
joking.
works. I'll accept that. Yeah. I'm kind of in the middle of moving around, but yeah, I'll put my camera on in a bit. But my goals, my goals is to increase my visibility, to let people know that I am here, I'm available to speak, I am the person to make that impact in your organization, whether you want me to speak at a corporate level, at a conference level, summit, workshop, I can come in and do, like trainings even at a corporate level. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to be able to impact people. And in what some people may be asking, I am a communication specialist and consultant. So I speak on improving your communication strategy at both like a personal level, so in relationships as well as at the workplace. So corporate level as well as in relationships. I have a background 27 years plus coming out of a narcissistic relationship. So I am quite versed. I don't need a PhD in that arena. I have earned it through coming out of that relationship. So I know what it is to be in a toxic environment personally as well as professionally. And I've been seeing a lot of people complaining on social media about what they're going through, whether on a personal level and particularly at a workplace level. It is heart rendering. And even if it's a healthy environment, corporate is not demonstrating proper communication with their audience, their stakeholders. You know, it's a top-down, whatever we want to tell you kind of thing, as opposed to taking it from the lead being at the bottom of that triangle, serving the people that are paying them for their services and products. You know, so I look at an internal communication strategy as well as external, knowing how to really speak to people, honor them, respect them, you know, treat people as you want to be treated, you know?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about business today, right? Because I think that's where I think everybody here uses speaking as a supplement to their business, not as the main business. Is that correct?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Yep. Because I think speaking is underestimated as a marketing tool, right? And it's becoming more and more of a great marketing tool. Good to see you. Good to see you, Miss Coleman. Kathleen Coleman just jumped in. Speaking, people don't see speaking as a marketing tool, in which I think is one of the most powerful ones ever, because it establishes that people can trust you. It establishes that you know what you're talking about. It allows you to communicate with multiple people at one time, not just one-to-one, but one-to-many communication. And it allows you to do something that is very hard to do, which is to inspire people. And you ever talk to somebody, you're like, man, I get this person. I really understand where they're coming from, right? And that comes from that person learning to be charismatic and tell good stories and provide help to communicate clearly, all of those things. And I think a lot of businesses going forward, especially with AI and all these things coming forward, that personal human touch is what's going to be the difference, right? And that's one of the reasons why we made the shift to more of a speaker's bureau versus leading with software. So even though we traditionally have been a software company, we went more towards the bureau route because I think people are being software to death. Everything has AI and touch this. Like I remember my granddad had a car. You put the key in, you pull that thing down, and you drove. Now you get in the car, beep, beep, beep. You got to do this. Put in your key code to your phone, connect your phone because it don't have a radio built into it no more. All of this stuff. And you're like, dude, I got to do 19 steps just to drive a car where, like, I was in a car yesterday, Uber picked me up, where it didn't have door handles that you do like this. You know, like you got to open the door. It had a button, like a mouse button. You click the mouse button and the door opened on its own. I'm like, holy crap, this ain't a car. This is a prison cell. If the police wanted to lock me in here, they could just turn off the buttons, you know? But the reason why I say that is I think speaking is still one of those things that AI will struggle to do, right? AI will struggle to make you cry in the front of the room or inspire you or be an example. You know the coolest thing about your story, Alicia, is that you've actually lived life.
I have, yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah, ChatGPT can't tell their story of something that happened to you in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true.
Right? They can't tell a relatable story if you have kids or how your kids did this or your grandkids did that. OpenAI can't write that story because we'll just say you're lying. You ain't got no kids, dumb computer, right? That's why speaking is so important, is because it's still one of the most human things we can do. Dogs bark, but they don't speak. I ain't never seen a dog give a keynote to a bunch of other dogs. Dolphins can communicate, but they're not speakers, right? I mean, that's one of the most unique things that we have, and we sometimes underestimate it. So, but go ahead, Alicia. I don't know if I was cutting you off or something.
Well, I do have a question. If nobody else has a question, I'm totally new to this. I know very little about it. My speaking has always been at conferences. So you apply, you give them your topic, they get back to you, whatever. I know nothing of the speaking world. And my question would be, it seems like there are already a lot of people in it. What do you have to develop some kind of niche? Or, I mean, I would just talk about my business, obviously, but what is the environment like right now?
Yeah.
And who do you speak with? Like, I don't really know the whole industry at all.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
let's go
I'm a
over some.
beginner for anyone
Yeah,
who's
yeah. No,
not.
no. This is perfect. So we did a survey, and we asked some of our customers, and we've had about, I think, 500 or so people that have done this survey so far. But we just put it out like 2 weeks ago. So we're going to keep putting it out and keep getting answers to these questions. Excuse me, I keep belching. To these questions that you're asking. So let's go over that. I think this is good. This is a good time to do this, right? So how many speaking gigs does the average speaker do per month? I mean, per year. Well, 44% of the industry is only speaking once a quarter. You see that? Do I need to zoom in a little bit? Can y'all see that?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Right? 65% are doing less than 1 gig a month. Right? So people are more speaker entitled than what they are in action. Does that make sense? So a lot of people will put a speaker, they bought a speaker's course, they took a training, they put speaker in their title on LinkedIn, and they never take it out, even though they never done a gig. Right? So they end up falling in this category. And most people don't want to talk about this. I'll tell you a funny story. We put that people had to put their name and email address with their answers first, and they would come look at the survey, answer the first question, and then wouldn't answer the rest of them because they didn't want to be held accountable that this was their answer. We made them put their name at the end. Everybody filled it out. And we're like, we still know who you are, but you tried to hide from us, right? So the second one was, what was your fee? Most speakers will make you think they get paid billions of dollars to tell their story. 43% of our people who filled out this survey are charging less than $1,000. 76% of them are charging under $5,000. So when you say, yo, I charge $3,000 for a speaking fee, that's average. Does that make sense? It's not the median speaker fee, but it's the average speaker fee. Right? You see me bring out that statistics talk for Alicia, mean, median, standard deviation. I know all that. My engineer side came out like Saran, So, well, how much do you think people make from speaking? Well, 68% of the industry makes less than $25,000 from speaking. I don't care how arrogant they are when I make $18,000 per speech. How many you do? One? Really? 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 Right? So, but 80% are doing less than 50 grand. In most major cities in the United States, that's not a lot of money. When you consider you got to pay for software and marketing and maybe a staff person to help you, it's not full time. Does that make sense? Do these numbers surprise anybody at all? AJ, you shaking your head like, yeah. What surprises you?
Well, when you talk to people, this is not the picture that they paint for you, right? They tell you their speaking fee, but nobody ever asks like, well, how many times did you get booked last year? So then you think you're behind because you're like, oh shoot, they charging 10,000. I ain't even been paid 2,500, right? And but
Mhm.
then you realize they haven't spoken 10 years. Like everybody is typically when I talk to speakers, they tell you their pre-pandemic prices or their pre-pandemic bookings. But if you ask them how many times they've been booked since the pandemic,
Yeah. Yeah, I
none.
mean, that the pandemic has been probably one of the biggest excuses that I've heard. Like I'll ask, how many gigs you do last year? Well, the pandemic was tough. I'm like, it's 2025. The pandemic was in 2020. That was 5 years ago. Like, imagine being a senior in high school, and someone said, "Man, how are you doing in math?" Man, when I was in the 7th grade, we like, "Hey, bro, you in the 12th grade now." Like when you put it that way, you like imagine a senior in high school complaining about what happened to him in the 7th grade. You'll be like, dude, why you still caught up back there? Didn't you made it here, right? So I like to show this data because number one, it gives us a reset in our confidence that we probably aren't doing as bad as we were thinking inside. But it also gives us another perspective that there are people who are doing those things. It's just not as many as act like they're doing those things. So we do have some people that are doing $100,000 and some people that are doing 300,000, and but that's only the 6-figure speakers make up 10% of our audience, which matches the rest of the world in every other profession. I mean, you know, so I'm not surprised that this is the average income for a speaker because the average income for Americans is $42,000. It just makes sense.
Ronan,
Right?
this is why I am not intimidated by what I see outside. I don't know. I'm probably built a different way. But I am not intimidated by what I see people put out there. Seriously, I focus on me. I focus on my message. I focus on who my target audience is, honing my skills and just getting out there. Because if you were to pay attention to what's going on, you will not move. You'll be paralyzed. You'll seriously be paralyzed. And you'll be paralyzing yourself. You can't blame anybody else for that. Just because you think what you see out there is what's real. It's not. It's not.
And again, that's one of the reasons why we consider ourselves to be a show your work company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning we're going to show you when we say we have this many things, we show you that many opportunities. When I say, hey, we have people sending pitches and getting booked every 51 minutes, there's a little tag that's going to pop up here in 5 seconds right there. Such Layla just pitched 6 minutes ago.
That.
We show our work. This ain't by mistake over here. None of the other coaches that are, oh, well, I'm a 9-figure speaker. Well, why are you coaching? Shouldn't you be on the road? I mean, like, why you hate speaking so much that you want to build competition, right? But they're really, a lot of them aren't speaking anymore. They've given up on it, right? But they still sell the courses because that's where they can make easier money by selling the dream that turned into a nightmare for them, right? So which format do most people speak in? 35% are doing keynotes. 14% are doing corporate training. 23% are doing breakouts, right? 12% are doing podcast interviews, right? But when we put it all together, this is what it kind of looks like. It's usually a mixture of different things. But that means a lot of people aren't doing podcasts at all, right? Or corporate.
I like when you touch on the podcast, Ron, because that was a question I have. And it's something that I'm working on, but you could probably help and the other persons here can jump in. You go on a podcast, because I'm a podcaster, I will have guests on my podcast. And I know I have a system from the time you were to get on book right through until the end in terms of getting something out of it. But it benefits the guest, obviously, and it also benefits me if they follow through. Mm-hmm. But when I am a guest on somebody else's podcast, there's a lot of control that is out of my hands. because, oh my God, did you have to profile me like this? Oh my God.
What's wrong with you? What is this? I want people to know what you're talking about. I want them to stay focused.
Listen,
She
listen.
just said she
It
didn't care.
it
Now
was
she
very
cares.
good all along with you showing.
She just said, I don't care what they say on the outside. Now she cares. Come on now. Come on.
You make me lose my train of thought. Anyway, I was a guest on a podcast. So let's say I'm
You said
a
you
guest
want
on
to
a
be
podcast.
on podcast and you don't have control.
Right. So let's say I'm on your podcast, Ron.
Mhm.
I'm a guest on your podcast. I have to wait until you decide to publish that. So if we were to do that recording today, most of them they're pre-recorded and they say that they will want to edit it and do a little fancy whatever they say. And it may not come out until May, June.
Mhm.
So I have to wait until that time to do anything. And I can't do anything because I don't get a copy of the recording, the video, the audio, whatever it may be, for me to be able to do anything. I started asking, and I may get it, but there are some people that you keep following up. When I say people, the host, and you don't get a response. But the whole point about being a guest on somebody else's podcast is for you to really leverage that to demonstrate, which is why I'm here also at SpeakerHub Pro with the podcast segment, to be able to leverage that to demonstrate my abilities, my expertise, etc., to persons who can see my speaking abilities and the topics that I speak on, my views, my insights, and to be able to book me for a paid speaking gig. Now, as I said, I have no control, as you can tell from what I said earlier in the conversation. So it just leaves with me talking, sounding nice, looking cute as I am, and nothing, nothing.
Okay, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna share something with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm gonna share something with you because I think this is what gives us an advantage. This is where we win. So I'm gonna share my screen and I want all of you all to pay attention to this because this is really important because it's one of the most missed opportunities. So this company here, PitchDB, right?
Mm-hmm.
We never ran any ads. We built the entire company by me being a podcast guest, right? People today still reach out to me from podcasts that I went on 2 and 3 years ago because I had perfected how do I get on and turn a listener, give a strong call to action so that they want to come and work with me. So my calls to action on podcast has always been reach out to me on LinkedIn. So I'll go here on LinkedIn. Again, we're going to show our work. We're not just going to talk. I'm going to show you, right? So Claudine is a great example of this. Claudine reached out to me and back in, let's go all the way back in October. I hope you're doing well. I came across your video, how to use LinkedIn to get paid speaking. I did that interview in January of 2023. January of 2023, right? If I go down and let's find another one. Let's see, let me type in podcast. I think it took it out of there. Or actually, let me put YouTube in here. Right? I did that interview in 2023 that she reached out to me about, right? Dennis Edelman. Hey, Ron, I saw you on a YouTube video. That was another podcast. Do you have an hour consulting that I can purchase? Gregory Adaka. Hey, I saw you on Chantel Henry's podcast. That was great teaching. How can I engage you for your services? So the reason why I show this is that the stage that you go on dictates the product that you promote. Let me say it again. The stage that you're going on dictates the product that you promote. Now, why is that important? How many event planners are listening to the podcast that you're on? Probably not a lot, because there aren't a lot of event planners to begin with, right? So how many of them are listening to the podcast? Probably not, but it's your audience, the people that you would have been speaking to. The event planner for the podcast was the podcast host. Do you see what I mean? You're already at the speaking gig being on the podcast. Your job is to get clients out of the audience, just as if you went and spoke at a local association or a conference. So unless you're on an event planning podcast, the chances of you getting a speaking gig from being on a podcast is very low. But the chances of you reaching your audience is very high. The event planner for the podcast is the host. That was the event planner that booked you for that event, which is a guest on their show. Is that fair? So when I'm on that show, I have to make sure that I have my modalities and my products in place. If I'm doing something virtual, I need to be offering a product for individual clients. Why? Because that's who's in the audience. It's not the corporate. I'm probably talking to regular people who could just use my stuff. So I need to make sure I got my course. I'm talking about my coaching program. I got a membership. I got a challenge. I got a webinar. I got a download, something that the individual on the other side. Right? So you may have won some fans, but you didn't offer them anything because you were expecting a different group. I wasn't on Chantel's podcast expecting event planners. I was on there knowing I was talking to speakers. Is this making sense, guys? So the stage that you on dictates the product that you're going to offer. If I'm in a live place and it's an association, I need to have my corporate and group stuff together. Because it's the CEOs and the managers that's in that association meeting that's going to bring me in. So I got to talk about how we can do a workshop. I can come and do a training at your company, right? I would love to speak at, oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is perfect timing because I'm doing my first podcast on Friday. We're doing the whole thing. How do you just throw your offer out there? Or do you need to make sure? Because it's easy to say, oh, I'm on LinkedIn, done.
No, I got you.
I can do that, but
we gonna walk you through that. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Ron,
Go ahead, AJ.
Before you walk them through that, I want to, and I'm sure Ron's gonna go over this, Kareem, but I want to tell you a couple things that's happened in real life. Number one, if you follow the speaker flywheel that Ron teaches, you'll be on 48 podcasts throughout the year. So even though some may take long, others will be coming out while you're waiting for that one. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, I just had a lady on my podcast named Ann McNeil.
Mm-hmm.
Ann McNeil. She got 3 new people that want her stuff just from being on my podcast. They started reaching out to me like, hey, how do I go get her stuff? Right? That's how good she was. And then the last thing is I worked for a company when I was in Atlanta where we used to bring speakers in. We had a budget for speakers that was over $1 million a year. And like Ron said, show your work. I used to work for a guy named Chris Collinson. Once a quarter, we would do a thing called stand up. And he would come in and say, hey, who's hot out there that I should bring in to speak? More than likely, the people that we were telling him were people that we either bought their stuff online or we heard about them online. We had never met them. But he was asking his employees who had they been listening to or purchasing to bring in. He never heard of them. He trusted us. So even when you're trying to get those corporate events, your name will probably be given to you. Your name will probably be given to the organizers by somebody in their organization that's like, yo, this is the hot person right now. Because like as an owner, when you run a multi-million-dollar corporation, you ain't got time to sift through speakers and listen. So he trusted us. So, hopefully that helps to just know if you get out there and people hear you, they'll start saying your name.
And that is the thing, AJ, and I thank you so much for that. I get all that. I get what Ron is saying, but there's a little gap even before all of that, because I understand the referral. I understand spreading the word if you hear something, because we do it with movies. If we watch a good movie, we're certainly going to tell somebody about it. I mean, that's naturally what we do. But there's a gap there before with Ron. I am on your podcast. And what I'm saying is I know the product and all of that. If it's a podcast, if it's a live, if it's a conference, I know the product to match or align with that particular platform. Let's call it a platform. But I'm saying if I come onto your thing, onto your podcast, and I just show up, I talk, but I do this and nothing happens. I don't have anything to work with to say you give me the recording so that I can multi-purpose that and push it out. I have
Yeah,
to
I'll show you
wait
how to
on
do
you.
that.
I have to wait on you when you publish that, how much months later, if ever, because life happens and things may happen where you may not even get it out until the following year. But I can't sit and wait until you do something. I want to be able to get it out there, put it, repurpose it, use Opus Clip, whatever it is, and get it out on my YouTube so at least people hear or know about me.
So there are a couple of things we have to always be mindful of, is that when we go on someone else's platform, we can't jumpstart their thing, right? I can't, if they're going to put it out in April, I can't spoil it by putting it out in February because I'm not respecting their promotional schedule, so forth and so on. So I got to respect that. The other thing is that we just got to get on more podcasts, right? So volume, I was talking to one of my frat brothers and he was like, man, I lost a client last week. And I said, if you had 100, would you care? He said, no. I said, how many you got? 3. Yeah, that's why you care, because you lost 33% of the business. But if you had 100 clients and you only lost 1, it wouldn't be that important, right? So what I'm saying is keep going. You can't let that one thing hold you back. You have to continually be getting on shows so that you have momentum. Once you make up that momentum gap from starting to get published, you never have to make it up again unless you stop.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I realize. And I understand about the scheduling and respecting the host schedule. Some of them would, if you ask for the video, they might give it to you.
But I can show you how to get the video. I'm gonna answer that because that's come up 3 times. I got you. Right.
All right.
But are they normally recording on Zoom?
Yeah, they might use Zoom. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is it Zoom, Riverside? What's the normal thing? I can give you the answer for Zoom.
Okay.
Right?
We'll
Here's
use
the
Zoom.
thing for Zoom. I use it all the time. Hey, I've done a lot of podcasts. I'll role play it with AJ. AJ, let's say we're about to start you're going to record me. I'm coming on your podcast and just walk me through like the 2 minutes before the show starts.
All right. Hey, Ron, I appreciate you coming on. So what we're going to do is, before I get started, I'm gonna hit record. I'm gonna wait 3 seconds and then I'm gonna start going. After we get finished, I'll do the exit and then, I'm gonna give it to my editor. Once we're finished, and based on the calendar, I'll let you know when it's gonna come out, probably a week or 2 before it comes out, but I really don't have a date right now.
Okay, cool. Hey man, sometimes my internet, it be shady, So one of the things I learned in order to get the best video, just in case if my internet goes down, if you could give me recording permissions on my side, that way I'll have a recording on my side that I can send you and you'll have a recording on your side. So even if the internet gets slow, I'm still recording locally. So you'll still see my picture clear when your person edits it. Can you go ahead and give me that? I just sent you the notification.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. I've never thought about that, and I'm gonna actually start tapping my people do that. So that was helpful. Because I'm
yes.
There it is.
Yes.
I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this for a long time.
Gangster. That's a gangster approach. I love it.
Right? No, but it's true. Like we do have bad internet days, no matter where you
happen.
live. Right? Zoom ain't always perfect. Zoom be messing up.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a camera. My camera be moving. If I do this, my camera gonna start moving with me and start doing all this goofy stuff. But so you just never know. So that technical thing makes it so much easier. Right? So you just take it out of their hands. Because you know what they're thinking, man, if I give her this recording, she gonna go ahead and put it out and it's gonna be this. And they don't want that. But if you say, hey, let me do it, let me record it anyway, just to make sure that I got it on my side. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So now
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got you your content. The second thing, we just got to get you more bookings so that you don't have to wait and you have stuff going out all the time. Also,
Yeah.
go back and find the old podcast you've been on. You can
I
probably
do.
get hours of content out of those
I
old
do.
podcasts and repurpose it. Here's the thing: Instagram only promotes your stuff for about 2 days. So you can re-put the same videos right back up with
Yeah.
different music behind it, and nobody would even.
That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing wrong. And I'm kind of archiving, spending the time because I have done a lot over the years.
Yep.
And I'm just pulling. The quality might not be fabulous, but I know, I mean, I can't
It's
do anything much about it. It's really to get the message out there, repurpose
100%.
it, create some clips, some shorts, and just push it out on YouTube, you know, on TikTok and whatever else. Yeah.
What I have one more question for you, Kareem, before I get to Kathleen. What do you offer coaching or consulting or
I do offer
products?
consulting. I do, and I'm open to coaching, and I'm actually building out more of my online courses that is in alignment with what I'm doing now.
Okay. And do you bring those things up on the podcast?
Of course I will, just for you.
No, I said, have you currently been doing that?
I haven't, but I will
Okay.
now, just for you.
So that's one of the big things. That's why I brought that up, because you notice in order to get people to reach out to you, you have to be offering things that they want.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, I can't turn this person's podcast into an infomercial. Right? But what I can do, I'm gonna show you what AJ just did, what I teach people to do on podcast. Right? Now, y'all probably didn't even see it, but we just watched it happen right in front of us. AJ gave an example using his podcast with the client. He didn't promote his podcast. He said, one of my clients on my podcast, didn't even mention the name. Alicia said, what's your podcast name? And went and looked it up and subscribed. That is what you do. We call it dog whistles. A dog whistle is where hey, I was working with a coaching client and they did this. Oh, he does coaching. They just put that in the back of their mind. I didn't tell them my coaching business is called this. Right? Yo, I was working with this person and they took my course, and one of the reviews that they gave me was this. He got a course. Cool. I mean, let me look up his course while we on here, right? It's just a dog whistle. It's not a full promotion. It's, I'm gonna drop this little gem and then tell the story that's related to it, so that you know that I do that thing. When I bought this business, it was this. Wait, he bought businesses? Holy crap, maybe he may be a little different than what I thought he was, right? So once you learn to do that, then it becomes a lot easier to drive people to your products and services. That's why I still get leads every single day. You know, I did a podcast last week. I think 17 or 18,000 people saw it. And this guy, Kyron, hit me up. Kyron said, dude, I saw you on there and they told me you was the person I needed to talk to. Kyron, let me make sure I got his name right. That's Kiera.
You said something significant there on. There were 18,000 or whatever views. How, you know, some of the podcasts don't have that sort of following or engagement.
Yep. You just walked into a trap, Kareem. You just walked into a trap. I'm going to show you. You can go ahead and tell her, but I'm going to show her some other stuff. Go ahead. What I hear, I was just on this podcast a week ago, right? And he saw me on there, and then he made the introduction. Boom. Right? But go ahead, AJ. I'll let you tell your story.
So from the podcast that I did with Miss Ann, where she got 3 people that wanted to buy her stuff, I have less than 50 subscribers on my YouTube.
That's you. But who? The host? Or you're the host?
I'm the host, but she got the clients. They didn't come to me. They went to her.
AJ, what you saying? AJ, what you saying?
Wait,
no, that's what she said. It was her.
So she really got quickly, 3 clients off of your podcast with 50 subscribers.
Yeah.
Do you see this video here? 4 months ago. How many views?
24, if I can read right.
Yep, 24 views. It's been up for 4 months. But what I got right there, I always tell y'all to give them a link to put in the show notes. What do you see? You see a SpeakerHub link, right? Only 24 people have watched it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we gonna show our work.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna show you how many people have signed up based on that link. So you can see that, like, this is what we do. I come here, I
This
go to
is real
admin, I look at
life.
my custom referral
Mm-hmm.
thing, and I can see the link that I gave to Pam Perry right there. 7 out of 24 people signed up for our program. All right. And that ain't even the best one. Like, I could show you another one I did with Pam. Me and her did 2 years ago. Because people say, well, you was just giving them a free trial. You ain't sell nothing, no. All right, hold my beer. Right? Since I don't know nothing, there I am right there. Right? This is a year ago. How many views?
164.
Yep. And what you see right next to it, a link to my old software, PitchDB.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go on over here. Let me go and show y'all for the haters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know the haters out there.
I'm ready.
So let me just go on over here. Let me go and type in Speakers Magazine. Right? What did I say? How many results on there? Let me not show these people stuff. But how many results? Let me hide it. How many results you see? Did it say? 73. Right? 73. You saw that? Well, let me go over to this page so you really can't see their stuff. They done changed this daggone page. Shoot, I don't want this on there. I got to cut that out. But 73 people bought from us. And that was paid. That wasn't what you call it. That wasn't just subscribe for something for free. I wish I could show you the actual thing. Hold on. Reports.
What I'm getting, Ron, is
Hold on. Wait 1 second. 1 second. I want you to see this. I got to bring up something
he
that
said I
wasn't.
walk into a trap. Oh gosh.
Look at this. You walked into a trap. Out of 164 people, 63 of them bought this one. 8 bought this product. 1 bought this. 1 bought that. 13 bought the upgrade. 1 paid me for live coaching. 7 bought the video course we sold. This right here was $1,000. They never talked to me, and they bought this thing that was $1,000. Right? So
Ron, help me
going on
get out of the
podcast
trap.
is the
Get me out of the trap.
you know,
Okay.
we can get you out the trap. What we got to do though, you got to have the products. If you don't have a product to promote, remember when I asked, do you have a product? Because when you said, hey, Ron, I already understand the stages and all of that.
Yeah.
But
You're
if you're not
absolutely right.
doing what the winners are doing, you're not going to win.
Yeah. I got you.
Right?
I'm crawling
So,
out the trap, Ron. I'm crawling out the trap.
We got you. We gonna help you. You know? So Kathleen, what's your question? Is this helpful, Alicia? This making sense? We are
Very
going to show our
helpful.
work. It's
Yes.
important for you to get your coaches or whoever's helping you to show you how they did it. We don't teach theory at SpeakerHub. We only teach the things that we can actually show you proof of. So when I say I get clients from doing podcasts, I have to be able to show you that. When I say I get free things, I give them away and this works, I have to be able to show you the link in the bio. I don't just want to make up some theory. I want to show you the things that get you paid. You don't need to go on the big podcast. 7 new clients from 24 views. 73 sales, 73 people took out their credit card and paid on 164 views. But you didn't see all the poopy podcasts I did when I wasn't that good at it. I went on a lot of them and I wasn't that good. America has tried to skip the I got to get better stage of life. Everybody, I bought the course. I should be rich tomorrow. I'm going to go to Kathleen, but remind me to come back to tell you about chocolate chips. Y'all like chocolate chips?
A bit. I'm afraid to say yes. That might be another trap.
I'm going to tell y'all a story about Nestle Toll House chocolate chips when we come back. Go ahead, Kathleen. What's your question? Kathleen Coleman.
Oh, I get more and more questions as you guys talk. So.
Perfect. This is perfect.
But I wanted originally, I want to start pitching, of course, and I just want to make sure. I know, again, I don't expect perfection as far as my my page and my profile, but I want it to at least be right. I think I figured out the profile picture thing. I think it's a problem with my computer at work because it seems to be fine when I'm at home.
Okay.
But I did notice, if I could share my screen, that what I'm still trying to complete my profile and see if I can share my screen. Some things I have been able to get done and some things I have not. And right here, when I attempt to download this video, I think
Yeah.
it's
So
okay.
the videos have to be a link. You have to put
Yeah,
the YouTube link or
I
something.
put the link. I'm pretty sure I did put the link.
Okay. So
But
one
anyway,
second.
when I click on it, it still takes me back to that.
Yep. So one moment. Go back to your thing. 1 second, Kathleen. Let me get you updated because I thought this did that this morning. One moment. Let me confirm that we get you into your gold plan. One moment, okay?
Yeah.
Because I thought I did this when we were on the call this morning.
Well,
Maybe
I
the
think
system
it
didn't accept it.
accepted the one sheet. Is this the way it's supposed to look when you click on it?
Hold on
I
one
mean,
second.
they get the one sheet. It pops up, but
But no, I need to get you a gold plan.
okay.
All right. Kathleen. Okay, yeah, we gotta upgrade you to gold. Change roles. And remove free, add gold. 1 second. Confirmed. So it's doing it in the background. So what's your next question? Because in 2 seconds, you're gonna not have that issue anymore. And it is
Okay.
fixed. So go ahead and hit refresh on your screen. In your browser, yep. Boom. It's
Oh,
alive.
thank you so much. All right, so that's it. So I want to know: is there some way that's in your process where you can just kind of give me an overview, maybe not now, of if this is okay to start moving forward? Do I have enough? Do I need to, like, you know?
That's perfectly fine.
Okay, okay.
Let me
All right.
tell you why. Because I spent the first 5 years of my career when I was an agent, I called it the excuse. Like, we just removed all the excuses, right? Why?
Mhm.
Because people would tell me, well, I got to get my website right. And then when we get that website right, well, then I got to get my social media right. And then they get the social media right. Well, I'm going to pitch when I get my followers up. And then they get their followers up. Well, I'm going to pitch when I get my followers up and my hair done and my new glasses. And it's like, dude, just say you're not going to pitch. Because every week it's a new reason why they're not pitching. We can't let your insecurities get in the way of the mission.
Okay.
It's never going to be perfect.
Okay.
My best body was when I was 21. At 46, I don't look the same. So I ain't getting no better. I got to use what I got.
Right. So
I got to go to the beach while somebody still want to see me. Right. So we got to pitch and get this message out while we still got breath in our lungs.
yeah,
Don't die with this
absolutely.
in you.
So your profile waits for anti-spams confirmation. Is that something
Yep. So now that we've upgraded you, someone on our team will manually look at your profile, because a lot of people try to come on our site and put their business in there and all of that. So we go and we look at each profile individually to make sure you're not promoting your OnlyFans. Not, you don't have OnlyFans, but OnlyFans and all this other crap that people be promoting nowadays. People get creative. I mean, people try to put all types of stuff on SpeakerHub. I'm just saying. So because we've seen some foolishness, we review everything before we publish it on our site, because it's our site. We're not as rich as Facebook that got computers that analyze the photos. We ain't there yet. But everything else we look at, we like, let me see. So we'll get that ready for you. Go ahead.
So is the email signature okay?
I don't know what your signature is.
I
I have no
I
clue.
think we did it yesterday. I just want to know if it's okay so I can move forward. Is it something that's
Yeah,
important?
no, you're fine. Look, you
Okay,
just got to get the
all right.
picture. Again,
Okay, so then my question.
I've pitched people without a website, without a LinkedIn, without anything,
Okay, okay,
right? I ain't sending a fancy pitch either.
okay,
Just gotta we
I'm one of
gotta
them.
win by brute force.
okay.
AJ ain't got no website.
Yeah.
So,
The-
so then my question is, when it comes to the podcast, I mean, how are we, or how would I be serving them? I mean, why are they wanting me? What is my benefit? What is their benefit for my being on their podcast?
Okay. So every podcast has an audience of people, right?
Yeah.
So let's use Oprah Winfrey. What was the benefit of Denzel? How did Oprah benefit from having Denzel Washington on her Oprah Winfrey show?
Well, Denzel fans are following him.
Do you think everybody who was on Oprah was a Denzel fan, or was some people hearing about Denzel for the first time?
Probably a little of both. Yeah, some were hearing, yeah.
Did you know Dr. Oz before she put him on the couch?
No,
Did you know Dr. Phil before they put him on the couch?
no.
Yeah. So we get introduced to new people all the time. Why not you?
And I'm okay with that. I'm just wondering what is the motivation for them and how can I serve them?
Yeah,
when
the
I'm on their
motivation is
podcast?
they believe that your message can help their audience. Right? It's content that they didn't have to put out.
Okay.
Right? Why do I let me give you a great example. Why do I let people on my platform, which is this, give their points of view? How does it benefit me? Because it helps y'all. Because AJ has a point of view I don't have. Alicia has a point of view I don't have. Say Ron has a point of view I don't have. I can mute everybody, but then now I got the responsibility to try to know everything. See,
Got
here's
it.
the thing. See,
Okay.
here's the thing. I'm not a king with a bunch of slaves. I'm building a team of experts, guys, where everybody is good at what they do. And if you got a perspective that can help AJ, share it. I don't know everything. I'm just the person that has seen certain things from my perspective. But there's other perspectives too. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
the speaking business is like an elephant, right? It's huge, really, really, really big. And let's say Alicia got her hand on the back leg of the elephant. And AJ got his hand on the front foot, but on the toenail. Right? And Saran is on a ladder and she's holding on to one of the ears. Now, all of y'all are blindfolded. Kathleen is in the front on the trunk. Right? Corrine is on the back and they put the tail by it. And they ask Corrine, what is an elephant? She's like, it feel like a snake. It keep moving. It feel like a snake. And they ask Saran, what is an elephant? Well, it's like a leaf. It's flappy. It's like a leather leaf, right? And they ask Alicia, feel like a tree. Like it's a stinky tree. Whatever the fruit is on this tree, it stink, right? Because she holding on to the leg, right? See, they ask AJ, and AJ like, no, it's like a stone because he touching the toenail up front. It's like a big brick. An elephant is like a brick. And Kathleen, she says, well, I know Ron said it's like a snake, but I don't know what this thing is. It's like, it's weird, right? Because it ain't a normal wiggly snake. It's vertical because she holding on to the trunk. All of y'all are holding on to the same daggone elephant. You're just holding a different part and getting your experience from that elephant. Now, that benefits everybody to be able to share what you experience because AJ may never grab the tail. Say Ron may never touch the back leg, but it's important for her to understand how that back leg works. That's what we're trying to create, where a place where people can share their perspectives in order to push everybody forward. because we got a limited amount of time on this planet. And we ain't got time to go discover everything. So I got to borrow. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is you're going to learn a lot. And people want you on their platform because they don't know everything. Make sense, Kathleen? Yep, go ahead. You got to mute. You muted.
So I know I'm gonna beat the dead horse, but I have
No, you
one more
You good.
tech question. On my audience, it says missing information.
On which one? Audience? Yeah. So when you go in, you can fill in some of the information. And did you fill in all the slides on there?
I think I filled it all in, so I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I think that audience thing is messed up. Say Ron and I was playing with that earlier. We got a bug in that thing. Don't worry about that. They ain't gonna stop you from pitching. Pitch.
Okay.
Bring it back to, you gotta just click that mouse. Show your screen, Kathleen.
Okay.
Yep. So hey guys, we're 8 minutes into overtime. But we're gonna keep going. But yeah,
want to
at 8
interrupt you a
o'clock was
minute, Ron.
overtime. Huh?
I want to interrupt you a minute, Ron, and
Oh, no, we're gonna-
give Kathleen a little bit of jump. Kathleen, Ron keeps saying pitch, just do it.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
I'm gonna
sometimes-
pitch. And I know
Let-
this is never gonna be perfect. I know that, but I
Right.
just
Let me
want to
show
make
you
sure I
something.
have what is required, the basics. I just want to make sure that I don't want to embarrass,
Yourself.
myself or
Click on podcast over there
Ron.
on
So
the
I just want
left.
to make sure I have stuff that,
Just do it, Kathleen. Just
presentable.
do it like Nike. Just do it.
Click on podcast, Kathleen. I want to show you something. All right. And let's see what women in leadership, future women leadership. You see those?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Go up to the top in podcast and type in Black women. Boom. Right? Now, click that second one. It say add to a list. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead and add it to one of the lists there. Click on there, add it to the default list. Or you can add it to growth. That's good. Cool. Right? Now I want to see what type of email it's going to write. Click pitch. Let's see if your AI is looking good. Got your photo in there. There you is. I see you. I see you. Got your hair did on that photo. Right? I'm Kathleen Coleman, a renewal and life transformation coach. I'm passionate about empowering women of faith, limiting beliefs, blah, blah, blah. Scroll down a little bit. A little bit more. Keep going. All right, keep going. Keep going. Just go and scroll all the way down. And click the orange button there. Boom. That's how easy it is. Just keep doing that for about 100 more times and you're good. You're good enough. Go. Go.
All
Go.
right.
Okay. Go.
Okay.
Kathleen,
not gonna play these
Kathleen,
games
that
with you.
was a trap. You did not even know.
So I will say this. I've probably been on the system the longest. I think I've been, especially on
April
this call. I've been-
2020.
April 2020 is when I started using it. Let me tell you something. Number one, Ron is dope because he never charges us to follow up. Like it doesn't count for any of our pitches. Because of that, let me tell you this. You can pitch them again in 3 days and they won't even remember the pitch they got today. You can pitch them in 3 months. There are people that saying yes to me now that said no to me a month ago. Like there are people, I remember what I was doing. I was like, Ron, look at this email dude sent me back. He told me I wasn't big enough for his podcast. Ron was like, cool, pitch somebody else.
You got 4 million podcasts. We worried about that
Fighting
one.
over one. Fighting
Yeah.
over
Just
one.
keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
Kathleen, thank you for taking me out of my trap and you fell into a lovely trap there. You make
I
me look
like
so
my
good.
trap.
Thank you so much, Kathleen.
Hey, did anybody knock on your door, Kathleen? Did the police show up? The fire department show up? No little kids were killed in China.
Nothing happened. Just keep clicking that orange
Keep
button. I
going.
love it. And Ron looked so innocent while he was doing it. He's like, just scroll down there, just scroll. And now click that orange button. Boop. Oh, there you go. Do that 99 more times.
That's it. Say, I did the same thing to Say Ron. That's how me and Say Ron got started.
It was so bad with me. I was questioning everything, and he make me how many I pitched first month? Like 1,000.
Yeah, she was doing 100 a day. I'm like,
I
Say Ron, what are you doing?
he said, "Why are you scared?" He make me doubt my. I was like, "Why he's saying that?" He's like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "What? Let's just do it."
The
But,
orange button. Gotcha, Kathleen.
thanks to Kathleen when she talked about what is the benefit, and I agree with her. I mean, if we pitching and we've been on those podcasts, what is the outcome? What I'm gaining from that? I will tell you one thing's happened with my case because I pitch in Arabic and English. So my goal is to be global and speak at Dubai, and my Arabic is fluent. So because of the English podcast, I had people who spoke English very well live here, but they are Middle Eastern, and they opened door for me to have channel with other people who's in Middle East. And sometimes they call me back, even like the podcast with the American host, they said, "Oh, this is different. You are an engineer who has a business. Can you write an article for us? Or can you be panel in LinkedIn?" So one podcast opened 3 other doors for you. You never know. And going back to the gap, when Corinne said about those gap will fill with these, because you do the podcast and you forget about it. And the same person, I have Dr. D contact me again. She said, "I'm doing for the Women March is the Women Month, right?" She said, "Can you be in a panel? I normally do it with Black women, but it's okay. We want someone different perspective. I'm Middle Eastern, so you want that diversity, and you want people to think that your podcast it's include everyone." So they open door, like you talk one time and it's become an article, then it's become a magazine, it's going to take you to different things. So it's like you do one things, you plant the seed somewhere, and there's things pop up in other direction. You're like, what did I do? Just one thing. Yeah.
There it is. There it is. This is what I'm talking about. Guys,
So-
this is incredible.
I'm so glad you said that you speak Arabic. One of my clients speaks Arabic. Ron Manura.
Huh?
She has a podcast. I'm sending her a message right now to get you on her podcast.
Yeah, Manira's good. She's out of Chicago.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really, she runs she's actually like the person that you're trying to help, that is women that are doing a side business.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manira is really, really cool. Really nice lady.
Put your email in the chat so I can get
My
it to her.
email, yeah, I think I connect with you on LinkedIn and
Perfect.
Yeah, do it on, it may be easier on LinkedIn. That way, whoever watches this, they don't end up with their email and start subscribing her to stuff.
Yeah, that's smart.
Um,
Yeah, you might want to delete that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I was gonna tell you about chocolate chips. Y'all want to hear the chocolate chip story? Let's bring it up. Let's bring up our chocolate chips. We're gonna close on this here, right? So let's go Toll House. All right, you see these? Everybody done had these. You get the little chocolate chip bag, Toll House chocolate chip recipe. Bag. Let's see, on the bag, right? Everybody done seen these. You've seen this before, right? Right? So let me tell you what happened. This is how it is to be an entrepreneur. If somebody was already making sugar cookies and they had really good sugar cookies, in order to make them really good chocolate chip cookies, all Toll House got to do is tell them to put a little bit of salt in it and they chocolate. The cookie was already good before it got there, but Toll House is going to say, y'all couldn't have made these great chocolate chips without my chocolate. That's how all coaches work. The people that they're highlighting, they were just the last ingredient that person needed. Most of the time, they didn't take them from zero to where they are. Does that make sense? When you walk across your college stage, None of us thanked our kindergarten teacher. But without what they taught us in kindergarten or our second grade teacher, or our fifth grade teacher, we couldn't have gotten that degree from the university. But the university take all the credit when they put the hood on you. That's how most coaches promote. So you got to be weary of someone saying, all you missing is my chocolate chips. Because a lot of times you might be missing the baking soda, the salt, and all the other stuff. And the person that they're showing you had all that stuff before it got to you. Now, here's the funny thing. Toll House got a thing on the back of the bag, but guess who else got something on the back of the bag? Gold medal flour. They got a recipe on the back of their bag too. All they got is the flour. If you ain't got all the other stuff, you're not going to get the results they talking about. So all I'm saying is be careful who you're judging yourself against. Some people came to the table with a bag of ingredients that you didn't even know you needed. We didn't even know we needed those ingredients. But now we buy this other thing and it still don't get us there. And we like, man, well, that person didn't tell you you needed all this other stuff. That's one of the advantages of working with SpeakerHub. We try to give you everything you need after the speech, because we're not going to help you write the speech yet, right? But we're not helping you write the speech. But once you have the speech, we take it from there. We give you all the tools. We give you all the tools you need in order to get booked, right? Most people, most of the coaches out there, they sell, hey, you can make this amount of money, but they don't have the tools that can help you make the money. They just can tell you to write the speech. Does that make sense? Imagine someone selling you a car that didn't have wheels, a steering wheel, or a gas tank. You can't go nowhere. We give you those things. So every 51 minutes, someone gets booked for a speaking gig at SpeakerHub. We do it by providing the tools we know you need. We know you're going to need the speaker page that we were just working on with Kathleen so that people can find you. We know you're going to need the data to that podcaster that we sent that pitch to. We know you're going to need the CRM to be able to follow, like AJ was talking about. The email that Kathleen sent, she didn't write it, ChatGPT wrote it. We built it in. And once she gets the gig, she can use Speaker QR in order to capture data from that event. Is that fair? So we give you all the tools that you'll need in order to get booked. All those tools are used to do something called the speaker flywheel, because we need people to find you and get leads from that, but we also need you to be proactively telling people that you are a speaker now, Kathleen, that because you've been a speaker already, but we need to let them know your new topic that you cover. Does that make sense? And we do that by getting you booked on.
Can I just add in one of the things I saw on your platform, that framework? I was playing around with it last night until late. I was like, what the hell is going on here with Ron? What is he doing in the back here? What, you need to show them that thing, that framework. I was like, what the hell?
So yeah, let's walk through it. Watch this. So
no, you need to show them this. I'm like, wait a minute.
See, that's good. So Alicia, I want to show you something. Watch this. Have you seen our systems before? You're muted. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Not a lot of it, just a little.
All right, let me show you what she's talking about, right? So I'm going to put your information in here if you don't mind. So I'm going to change my name. What's your last name, Alicia?
Powers, Powers.
Alicia Powers, all right? And what's your company's name?
Core Harmonic, CORE, all one word, Harmonic, all one word.
Like that?
HAR.
Okay, there we go.
That's it.
All right.
I'm in Vegas.
Las Vegas, Nevada. And data scientist, speaker, what are you?
I'm a food sensitivity analyst. That's what I call myself.
Food. You got all these large words. Sensitive.
I may need to change that. Analyst.
All right, I think I got that right.
Yeah, there you got it.
right? And you help who to do what? I help speakers to break dance and eat tacos so that they don't crack their fingernails. What do you do?
I help usually Generation Xers reduce their sugar with less stress and strain, or less stress.
Gen
Another one,
X,
but yeah,
reduce their
sugar
sugar
intake
intake
with less stress.
stress, and what else?
I said strain, but I'm not liking it. So
Okay, with less stress. Cool.
yeah, with
And
less stress. Keep it
what's your
simple.
website?
Food. The first word is food. It's not www. It's actually food.coreharmonic.com. It doesn't have the www.
Yep, I want to fix that.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
correct?
it. Yep, that's it.
And you know your LinkedIn handle?
Oh my gosh, I think
I
it's
got you. I'm gonna look it up. One second. Give me a second. I'm
Yeah.
ahead of.
I have a PhD, so I'm one of the ones with the PhD. I think it's that one.
Ron, I think the website that you put in is spelled wrong too. You have to put harmonic, H-A-R, not H-O-R. So when you go
No,
back.
one down.
Mhm.
Not that one. One down. That one.
Got you. Yep. All right. Let me make sure I'm gonna check my spelling because I
Yeah.
need my squiggly line on here, and they didn't give me my squiggly line. Right.
Check the website. Harmonic,
Yeah,
H-A-R.
with an A. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep doing that.
People you're seeing here that you don't need to spell to do
Yeah.
this right. Okay?
Is this correct?
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna hit
No,
save.
no. Oh,
It
dang.
wasn't that harmonic wasn't changed? No, he changed. Oh, it's an
a
O there.
No, the other one
harmonic,
wrong.
yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm looking
Cool.
after you, girl. I'm looking
Thank
after
you.
you.
Right. So no, I appreciate it because I was about to look stupid. Right. So watch what happens. Our AI is going out, looking at your webpage, looking at your LinkedIn, trying to find a little bit of information about the work you do, and it's going to write a bio for you in the next 15 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So this is the same thing that a human booking agent would do for you. I'm Alicia Powers, a dedicated food sensitivity analyst based in Las Vegas, Nevada, with a passion for nutritional wellness and extensive experience in dietary consulting. I focus on helping Generation X reduce their sugar intake with less stress. I believe that understanding individual food sensitivities is key to achieving balanced and healthy lifestyle. My approach combines scientific analysis with personal strategies, ensuring each client can navigate their dietary needs with ease and confidence. Does that sound about right? We can't hear you. You're muted. It took a breath away.
Sounds right. Yeah, it sounds right.
We took her breath away. She couldn't even talk after we said it. Right? Now, watch this. Automatically from that, when I click on podcast, right, I'm getting podcasts that you should go on. Right? So, different things about food intake and sugar addiction and all of that stuff. See those coming up? Right? So,
Yeah,
this one is bringing
yeah.
up diabetes or whatever. But let's just say I want to go on this one. All I do is add it to a list. I click pitch, just like we just saw with Kathleen. And in 15 seconds, it's going to write the email that I would send to this podcast. Right? Look, Ma, no hands. This is what we do. I see a sweet synergy between us. No, that's sweet. That's great, right? But you see what that means?
Yeah, I see
what
that.
I mean? Right? So now, here's what Corinne was talking about. Now that we know that about you, do you have a framework that you use for yourself?
Here we go.
You have your own framework that you
No, I
teach?
don't.
Okay.
No. Well, I have my course. Yeah.
What's
Yeah, I
your
have a course.
framework?
But I just call it Sugar Slowdown.
Okay. And tell me about it in 10 seconds. What's the sugar slowdown?
It is an experiential it's an online course that has oh, I don't have that part of the pitch down
Okay,
yet. But
perfect. No, this is why we did this. You're
Okay.
perfectly fine. Because here's the difference. A framework is not a course. This is a framework. The framework shows you how to better understand how something functions, and it's something you can walk away with remembering. Oh man, I need to use that speaker flywheel, right? I need the 7 habits of highly effective people. That's a framework of of leadership, right? So what Corinne liked was that we give you a framework based on what we learned about you. So here, I'm going to click generate. And in a couple seconds, we're going to create a framework for you around what you teach. So give it a couple minutes and we're going to see here. There it is, the balance framework.
Is that under Brandon, Ron, what you're
Yep.
showing?
When you go to branding kit and you go down, you'll see frameworks.
Okay.
So you see that? So how do you do this with balance? Well, you begin simply. Make small changes. Then you become aware of how much sugar is in your food. And then you do a lifestyle integration. You start incorporating this into your daily routine. And then you look for alternative sweeteners. And then you start learning about how this affects other parts of your body and how other things are affecting you. And then you join groups that can support you in this. And then you start enjoying it in moderation without guilt. How dope is that? You can take that to the stage tomorrow.
That's
I
amazing.
couldn't
Podcast
sleep.
or anything.
Alicia, I couldn't sleep last night. I am when I saw this, I was told, I was like, no, Ron didn't. No, he didn't. I spent a couple probably weeks ago sitting down crafting out a template, okay, of my talk. I would admit I used ChatGPT, but it did everything for me, you know, with the talk and the learning objectives and my photo and the whole works. I spent hours doing that. And listen, I was so proud. I'm still proud. But then when I saw that thing last night on SpeakerHub Pro, I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. It has everything there for me that I could just click. It's a click thing, you know, that gets me. The click. You click it and it just does everything. I was like, no way. So that's why I was looking forward to today's session to bring it up with Ron. How could he do that to me? How could he?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In the words of Anita Baker, I apologize.
I was like, no way. I had to tell everybody about this. I had to, as a result, let me tell you what I did because I couldn't sleep. I saw the QR code thing, the QR code. I was like, what the hell? And I don't know what it was doing, but I was like, QR code, hell yeah, I'm going to try it. And he already has a video, just in case I didn't want to create a 30-second video of a thank you. I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is already done. I clicked it. I saw, wow, I don't need to create a video. All right. I just put in something that I had, like a quick giveaway, push in that link, and I shared it on LinkedIn. I don't know what's going on. I just copied the damn link and put it on LinkedIn, and everybody's clicking on it. Everybody's
How cool is that?
Beautiful.
I was like, I don't know what's going on or what they would see. It was only today I scanned my own scan and realized, oh, this is actually when you do an event and you want a review. But I was like, hell, I just push it out there. I just push it out there. I'm promoting SpeakerHub Pro like I'm going crazy. I'm like, people, you got it. You listen, don't even think about it. Don't go anywhere. Just click on this link.
Yeah, no, that's it. Look, Corinne, I owe you $13 for this promotion. I think that's the price you agreed to for that speech. So
listen,
$13.
The framework got me. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm telling you.
Wow.
No, that's a big deal. So we call these the Power 5 frameworks, right? So we give you the master framework. We believe that there's only 3 talks that a person could ever give.
That's right.
Right? You can give how to be a better leader, how to improve a skill, how to make more money. So we give you your speech from those 3 perspectives. So here in a second, I'm going to show you how reducing sugar can make you a better leader. Reducing sugar can help you build other skills, and how reducing sugar can help you to make more money. Understanding food sensitivities. You can learn how to identify the food, building a healthy community through empowerment. And then how do you grow a business by, expanding your consulting expertise, right? So we give you different perspectives because we want you to be able to go to any organization and be able to help. It shouldn't be, well, my talk is about this. Change it. You change clothes, fix your talk. Same thing, right? Here's something else I want to show you really quickly. A lot of times we don't know what other products. So I want Corinne to definitely use this so that she
I already have it. I already have it.
Okay, just want to make sure, because when you go on them podcasts, you got to get some leads, right?
I didn't play with Mr. Framework last night. I didn't play. I went
There
all
it
in.
is.
Yeah.
And I want to show you one last one. This is the cool thing. When you meet with an event planner, you want to be able to give them some things that you think that their audience can walk away with. So with what I do when I talk about getting people booked, I can say, look, I can approach this from different perspectives. I can make sure that people have that they have a standout personal brand. I can make sure that I can teach them how to connect with audiences. I can teach them how to share their story. I can teach them how to be more engaging on social media. These are just different topics that I can talk about so that the host is like, yeah, I think it's that one. That would be good for my folks, because they know their people better than we do. But by showing them this list, they say, yeah, can you talk about how they could do collaborations with other experts? Because I saw you on all these podcasts, you did these sales. How you get them to be affiliates for you? Is that making sense? So you can figure out, we wanted to give you everything. I am going to remove every excuse of a speaker not getting on stage.
Okay.
It's going to be wiped out. You ain't going to be able to say, well, it ain't work. Dude, send the daggone pictures and get better. That's what I had to do. I was terrible. Go look at my podcast from 2014, The Insurance Show. Oh, boy, it was horrible. Right? 2014, I think it was called The Insurance something with this dude. I can't even remember his name, but it's a long time ago. Let me see. 2014, this guy named, put my name over here. It was called the Insurance Growth Podcast or something like that. Way back when, let me see. Let's see, Chasing Product, that was an old one. Yeah, Agency Intelligence, right here, 2014, Jason Cass. Boy, I was horrible. I'm talking about, it was bad. But podcasting wasn't popular back then. That was 11 years ago, right? So I've been doing interviews on podcasts for a long time, right? A lot of them came out, a lot of them didn't. A lot of the podcasts went out, so they even took the podcast off the server, so they're not even available anymore, right? But I ain't new to this. Y'all ain't seen the terrible years to go. Listen to this one. This was horrible. I didn't even have a professional mic.
Can you share about the bureau a bit? I'm still not clear about the setup with the bureau. How does that fit in for persons who are already on the platform?
Yep. So basically, I'm going to show you what happened. So I was talking, actually, I was watching a video of one of my friends. Her name is Lauren Tickner. And I sent her a message today. And I said, Lauren, the way you told this story totally changed my business. Lauren is a fitness expert, right? And I'll show you the video really quickly. Lauren is a fitness expert who helps women to get into better shape. And I met her down here at a conference here in Medellin, but she knows everybody. Gary Vee, she knows all the famous people because she's been on all their podcasts. And she did this video on Sunday and she sent it to me. And she was like, yeah, you should check this out. And I was like, all right. So I clicked the link in Instagram that she sent to me. And she tells the story of when she was a fitness influencer, how nobody wanted to buy her services. And I was like, what? she goes on to tell the story about how her whole thing was helping women to build muscle and lose fat so that they would look better when they put on their clothes. Nobody wanted it. She did a survey. Hey, what do you all want? What am I not getting? She says, well, we want to be toned. She said, toned? Fitness trainers don't use the word tone. We help you to build muscle and lose fat. That's what we do. So she said, what do you want to do? Build muscle, lose fat, do both, or get toned. They all said tone. She said, why? Why are you using this word tone? She says, well, I don't want to put on no muscle. I don't want to look like no man. Okay. And then they were like, well, I'm not fat, so I don't need to lose fat. I want to stay the same size. I just don't want to be a squishy. But the squishy part is fat, but they didn't want to say that. So she said, oh, I know what I need to do. I got to talk the language that they talk. I got to say tone because that's what they talk about. And then once I get them in, then I always say, hey, how do you define tone? And nobody really knew how to define it. She said, so at that point, I could define tone how I wanted to. I could tell them that in order to get tone, you needed to lose fat and gain muscle. And then we didn't have a problem anymore because I got to get them into what I wanted to get them into because I started off speaking their language. Does that make sense? How many speakers have ever said, I need outbound pitching software? None. Absolutely none. But how many of them say, I need an agent or I need to be part of a speakers bureau? All of them. Well, what does the speakers bureau do? They match you with speaking gigs. What does SpeakerHub Pro do? Matches you with speaking gigs. What does your bureau person do? They're going to write your pitch for you. What did you just see the AI do? It wrote the pitch for you. What does your agent do? It lets you know when somebody want to talk to you. Guess what our system does? It lets you know when somebody want to talk to you. I'm like, dude, we already a bureau. And I didn't even know it. So you know what I did? Let me show you. Because again, I ain't a genius, but I ain't stupid. I'm just saying. I'm not a genius, but I also ain't stupid. So I came over here to ChatGPT just to confirm that I wasn't an idiot. And I said, hey, what's the difference between a speakers directory, a speakers bureau, and an agency? And you see what it said? A speakers directory is a self-service platform where you create a profile, list your credentials, and event planners can look through the resumes. An example of that is what? SpeakerHub. And I'm like, why ain't they talking about SpeakerHub Pro? They ain't mentioning what we do on the SpeakerHub Pro side. So then it goes through all of this stuff. And then I asked it another question. What services would SpeakerHub have to add in order to be a bureau? And it started talking about this stuff. And I said, okay, that makes sense. Well, what is SpeakerHub Pro? Well, SpeakerHub Pro is the premium version of SpeakerHub. Yep, okay, I'm glad you know. So it knew what we did. And guess what I asked it next? If I combine the services of SpeakerHub with the services of SpeakerHub Pro, how does that compare to a bureau? It said, oh, if you put both of them together, you basically already a bureau. Hot dog, we good. Cool. That's all I need to know. We good. So it starts showing us what our advantages and disadvantages were and how we were doing the same thing. Here are the advantages. SpeakerHub with SpeakerHub Pro is more accessible, meaning we'll work with anybody. You don't just have to be a high-paid, experienced speaker to get booked with us. We give you more control. The bureau don't pitch you on podcasts because they don't get paid for that. They don't pitch you to the press because they don't get paid for that. But we do. We don't take any commission from you. If you make $1 million on a $100 plan with SpeakerHub, we don't care. That's your money. The bureau ain't gonna use AI. If they do, they ain't gonna tell you. They putting their stuff in ChatGPT and taking credit for it. Over here, we work with you and we give you the training and coaching. Bureaus ain't gonna give you that frameworks thing because they don't want you to leave. They want to keep you on the teat, as they like to say, right? They got to keep you there. They don't want you going out and being independent. You are in the right place. Let me give you a great example of this, right? When we come over here, let me log out and I'll show you what I'm about to show you. I come over here, I'm going to pick any one of our random clients. Actually, I'm going to be risky and let one of y'all pick one. Who you want to pick? Lisa Winston? Or which one? Brandon Copeland, Lisa Winston, Terry Carr? Let's do Lisa Winston. Lisa Winston. Boom. We put it in. She's an author. We click on images. Uh-oh, there's a bunch of different Lisa Winstons, not just one. That don't look like the same lady as this lady, or as this lady, or as that lady. They look like different people. They all got the same name. You all see that? But how do event planners look for people? They put a keyword behind it because they want the speaker. What comes up first when you put speaker behind their name? What came up first?
Wow.
Did her Instagram come up first?
No.
Did her LinkedIn come up first? No, her SpeakerHub page come up first. And guess what? She ain't even got the paid one. She got the free one. Let me see. Is she gold? No. She must be okay. She has a gold plan, but she's a part of a different group, an agency that allows her to have a gold plan. But this ain't even a gold plan in my mind, because when I look at it, it's not gold because we still have our ads over here. Do you see what I mean? This is the advantage of inbound. This is when somebody Googles you, are they going to find you or your cousin? Are they going to find Ron, the short black dude, or are they going to find Ron, the Asian dude? I'm just saying. You want them to find you. Is this fair?
Fair.
So that's the advantage of that page and what we do. Here's the other cool part. These are our advantages. We ain't taking half of your money. When you're only getting paid $3,000, you can't afford to give half of it to us. If you making 20 grand a speech, you don't want to give me 10 of it. I ain't do nothing but send an email. That's all they did. All I did was send an email. You think I deserve half of your money? You still got to speak, fly, be away from your family, do all the preparation. I'm over here with the same money you got. Ain't did nothing. I didn't think that was fair. So that's how did that answer your question, Corinne? Why we became a bureau? Because we was already doing it and people was giving us the software.
I was converted from the framework. So yeah.
Makes sense? So this is why you're in. If you're a part of SpeakerHub, you're already a part of the bureau. You're just in at a different level. Depending on what level plan you already have with us, we were just calling ourselves the wrong thing. So I'm gonna tell you what my uncle used to say. If it walked like a duck, it talked like a duck, it quacked like a duck, probably a duck. We're doing all the stuff the bureau's doing. Why don't we take the credit for it? Why don't we just be the largest bureau in the world? No other bureau has more speakers than us, more speaking gigs than us, or AI at a lower cost. Again, I'm going to remove all the excuses of anybody ever saying I can't be a successful speaker. No, you're just lazy. That's going to be the only, you just didn't really want to do it. And then if you come on here, I'm going to pitch for you like we did with Kathleen. I'm going to send your pitch. Every day Kathleen come on, I'm going to trick her into sending another one. And we're just going to keep pitching. But Alicia, this is what we do. Hopefully you felt at home. I've been on for an hour and a half. My family's going to think I'm crazy. I got to go put my son to bed. It's 9 o'clock over here in Columbia where I live. So my call to action, if you are not a member of SpeakerHub, is to hop on a call, apply. There's no huge barrier. I just want to approve everybody we work with. So hit the apply button if you already haven't. Tell us a little bit about your speaking career. We're going to give you a cool thing on the other side. So even if you choose not to do it, let me show you what you get. Even if you don't become a member of our of our bureau, I'm going to show you what you get. Let me open this up right here because we just put this together. Bam. All right. So I'm going to pull up one of myself. Let me download it real quick. Results page. Let's see. One moment. All right. And Juliana. Or Alicia, did you apply did you fill out anything? How did you find out
I
about
don't think
today?
I filled out anything, but I think I did get in through like my Google. I just said log in with Google, and that
Okay.
took me
That was
someplace.
was that recently? When did you do that?
Yeah, while we were on the call. So that was real recently. I just
Okay.
did it.
Yeah, I want to
recently.
see. Okay, I need to figure out where you are and how you did that. So I want to show you one of the reports. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So here's a easy way for you to see what we're doing here. So anyone who's here, if you want to find out how we help speakers, even if you choose not to become a part of the Bureau, this is the report we're going to give you on how to improve your speaking career, no matter where you are on the spectrum, right? Our team takes the time and puts this together for you. Let me see. All right. So this is the one that was generated today for Juliana. Right? So based on Juliana's scores, we call it her speaker status. She got a 60 on speaking experience, 44 on virtual. I'm red, green, colorblind, so I can't see that number. We got to change that because I can't see that at all. A 29, a 36, and a 65. Her overall score was 60%. But let me explain to you. Oh, wait a minute. That ain't it. What the heck? Juliana, where is my PDF report? Oh, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong one. I'm about to say. That is the wrong one. Membership application. Here it is. Boom. Let me do it again. Let me stop sharing so I don't put anyone's personal information over here. I'm like, what the heck was that? Oh, Karine, yours is here. Can I show yours?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I don't think you
You
finished
keep
it. It ain't
showing me
finished.
up. You keep showing me up. Gosh. Say, Ron, do something about it. AJ, speak up on my behalf.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can
AJ,
show.
AJ is like,
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure.
it. No, look.
I thought you're supposed to support me.
I am supporting you. This is the best support you could ever get. Right? This is the best support ever.
Damn,
All right,
I
let
was
me
in a
see.
trap. I got showed up, pinned on the screen. No, my report. Damn. Say, Ron, say something.
I never win with Ron. He always won.
She's stuttering. She's stuttering.
I always win everywhere except with Ron. I always lose.
Wait, hold on. Wait, look at this incredible photo. And she don't want nobody to see it. Right? Look at that incredible Trinidadian photo. And she don't want
Hey.
nobody to see it.
Hey.
Come on now. Come on now.
Hey.
All right, here we go. Right? So there it is. This is what the report looks like. And we go in and we put all this stuff in. We explain to you what it means to be an emerging speaker. We give you the action steps that you should take, whether you work with us or not. How do you get better as an emerging speaker? How do you go from emerging to experience? You come to co-working, we help you, right? So we keep it very simple. We wanted to give you some actionable steps, not a bunch of stuff to do because you ain't gonna do all of it. But what's the thing that gets you from emerging to experienced and from experienced to expert? That's what we wanted to put together for you guys.
Are we getting those reports, Ron? This is the first time I see these reports for each speaker.
Yep.
We have it. We have
Yep.
it.
I'll get this to you. Yep.
Okay.
So for everyone who's a member, this is one of the Bureau benefits.
Oh, okay. Ron, one things I want to mention, when you search that lady as a speaker, her SpeakerHub pop up. For mine, is never a pop up. If you put Seyran Akrawi speaker, it doesn't pop up the SpeakerHub. I don't know why.
Okay, so we don't control that. We give Google access to take our data and to rank the speakers, but I'll check it out. I mean, I can't tell Google what to show.
Oh no,
but
it's not that. It's just because it says like should be on the top of the Instagram or LinkedIn.
oh yeah, it should be up there.
If you
Let's
put
see.
speaker behind it, like it, especially my name is, it's like, I mean, one of the day it's show public figure. I'm not a public figure. I feel like Kim Kardashian. I was like, why they are putting this? Yeah.
I mean, you've been on a lot of podcasts. You've been in a
Why
lot
you
of.
can't be Kim? Why you, hello, please, take that back right now,
Look at
Sarah.
that. She is
Take
everywhere.
it back. Sarah, you are better than Kim. Come on, look at you.
Of course I am.
Oh, don't we? I will not have you say such a thing. You are better than Kim. Come on.
Of
Well,
course.
when I put Saran, your speaker logo, I mean your speaker up article that we did on you came up. We feature Saran because of all the work she did. So
Look,
that article came up here. This
Articles. Yeah, it
article
was
we
in articles in LinkedIn also, at very beginning, like last year. But I think I need Ron, I think my old SpeakerHub is very blank. I don't have any
Look-
video and stuff on it.
look what came up first.
You,
The speech.
you are with me.
Yeah, but it's still you. Right? There's your other talk you did with us at the Pro Speaker Summit.
Yeah, I think I need to fill like the one you just show, like for Sean or others, maybe AJ you have it too. My old SpeakerHub is blank. It doesn't have, it's like 40%. So
I need to update mine.
I
Mine
just
is really
doesn't have
crazy.
anything. Yeah, maybe if I fill
But
it
that's
with,
why. Say, Ron, go and fill out the daggone thing.
okay, okay. Oh my God, okay.
Why they not finding me? You ain't got that on there.
Sarah, thank you so much for
Go
taking the
put some clothes
spotlight.
on that daggone profile. That
After
profile
you-
is naked.
After I didn't get support from you and AJ when my report was being put there. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, I
You
want
know?
to add one thing before we end it. And this, I don't know if Alicia, I mean, we are connected on Instagram. You can ask me a question about the difference between this platform and other coaching business that I purchased $1,000. And this is not something that I want Ron Story Head to get big. Nothing. He's not paying me or anything. I'm not part of SpeakerHub. But the thing that really amazed me about Ron's story approach, first of all, he's not selling. He explained the things to you, but he's not selling the things to you. He just explained the process. What I like about him, I had coaches before that I paid thousands of dollars. I have two women and one guy. He was a retired pilot here in DC. They make me feel good because they keep appraising me. Oh, I'm young, beautiful, smart, engineer, doing great. Always put my ego on the top. The difference between Ron and the other coaches I had, he always challenged me and he make me uncomfortable. And when you challenge and uncomfortable, you grow. That's the equation. That's like literally math equation. Because he challenged you, he make you uncomfortable. I had a call with him at 5:30. He literally made me upset in a good way. You know what I mean? Like he make me uncomfortable. I went downstairs. I told my husband, "Oh, he make me angry," but he made me angry for a good reason. The other coaches, they were always appraising me. You wonderful. You great. You great. That doesn't take you anywhere. You want someone to really challenge you and put their hands on what you really work on. And that's exactly what he do for all of us. So if you're
Solid.
one of the family, you will never regret it.
Solid, Sarah. Solid.
Thank you for letting me know. It just kind of happenstance that I ended up. I don't know. Ron, do you know Colin? He's a sales guy. Maybe not.
You got
That's how I heard
63,000
about you.
customers. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's how I heard about it. And then I just ended up, and it's been so valuable. Like I got a podcast to listen to. I've got new people to talk to. Like I can't even describe how helpful this has been. So thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. We're here every day, 12 noon. We do a different call. Some of the same people, but some people have to work. So this is only our second night doing the 7 p.m. call. But I think
Okay.
over time, this will be a lot larger than the 12 because people will come after work. Most
Mhm.
people can't meet it during their 10 o'clock in the
Lunch.
morning or depending on what time zone they're in, they can't meet. So we had to, excuse me, we had to pick 2 times because out of our 63,000 customers, 40,000 of them are not in the Western Hemisphere. They're in Asia, Europe, Australia, Africa. So we had to balance doing a morning time and an evening time so that we could cover all 7 continents where our customers are. When I tell you we're the largest in the world, we got the proof. We are the largest in the world.
Wow. That's
So-
amazing. Congratulations to you.
No, I'm glad I'm just a servant. I'm just the amplifier of you guys' voices. And on that note, welcome aboard. You're free to come back anytime, but
All
we'd
right,
love to
great.
have you as a member so that you can get booked on more stages.
All right, thank you.